Right, the old message question. This is one of the most difficult questions, I think. This whole paper is quite tough. But just as before, you've got to focus on from the start. There's got to be the message of the source is. You've got to dip in a little bit your own knowledge in there. What shall I call it this time? A little bit of red, maybe that's the same as last time. And of course, you've got to pick out features from the source. Now, you've got to look at this source carefully. You've got to use a bit of your own knowledge and think. But the key thing that I keep trying to say to you is the cartoonist has an opinion about the things, often the people, in the source. So their opinion is either about these people or this person. And what you don't seem to be getting very often is that cartoons are drawn in a humorous way, so they're used to poke fun at particular people. Now, they're clearly not poking fun at these women coming asking for equal pay. In this case, they're poking fun at this fella. So I'm going to show you some other examples. So the cartoonist has chosen to draw him to ridicule him. In this example, the cartoonist, which you've seen this before in lessons, it's obviously humorous. There's all sorts of carnage going on. There's a poor, exhausted woman and the kids causing mayhem. And the dad comes in and says, "You sure did the right thing when you rejected that pill," saying so child control was the right thing to do. And then she's sitting amongst all this. Who is the cartoonist pointing fun at? The man. The man who's oblivious to everything that's going on, and it's sort of pointing fun at the fact that men don't seem to understand the situation that women are faced with by not being in control of their own fertility. So, yeah, it's an opinion on him. He looks the idiot. It's ridiculing him who represents men. This one is a little bit different. It's not humorous in this case. This is a cartoon or a source in which some people are trying to get entry to the country. They've got a sign on the door saying no entry. Where's the humour here? Oh, it's down here. This time it says the Commonwealth can be an example to other nations, said by Macmillan, the Parliament addressing the Parliamentary Committee. Macmillan, it says here, was the Prime Minister. So as the Prime Minister says, the Commonwealth can be an example to other nations. Here comes some people from the Commonwealth on the door, no entry. So it's not poking fun at them, although he's not drawn in the picture. It's poking fun at Macmillan. It's always poking fun at an opinion on somebody, negative or positive, usually negative. I'll give you another example. We've seen this fairly recently. Here's Idi Amin. He's drawn to look, well, weird. These poor people. So the opinion is on these people involved in the picture. These poor people. Show sympathy for them. This evil person. Look at him there. Opinion again. And lastly, here's another one to do with women. I know you said you had no. Oh no, it's to do with immigration. Sorry. I know I said you had no vacancies, but on the phone you sounded as though you thought I might be coloured. Who's it poking fun at? Well, both of them in a way. This fella's suggesting he rang up. He said we haven't got any jobs, and he's gone. He might think I'm not white, so I'm going to go and turn up and show him I'm not white. It's poking fun at this situation. These white men think that it's all right to not employ people because they're black, or think that that is the situation. It's poking fun at employment at the time that this is still going on, even though it wasn't supposed to be going on. Published by a race relations organisation. So it's always opinions on the people that are appearing in the source. An exception is this one is they're not drawn in the source, but they still appear in the source. So back to this one, it's poking fun at this guy. Chancellor of the Exchequer is a politician. Cobwebs on the Wall. When's it published? 1954. What's this cartoon about? Things to Come, March the 9th, 1994. It's published in 1954, talking about 1994, 40 years in the future, saying that when the women are coming and saying equal pay for equal work, the politicians are going to say, ladies. The government agrees in principle, but does not think the time opportune, which is clearly the sort of thing that they keep saying. The government saying yes, women should have equal pay, but it's not the right time. So the cartoonist is pointing fun at the politicians, suggesting that, and this is a key word, that they're just making excuses, and that this is just going to keep going on and on and on until 1994. Of course, it didn't. We know about the Equal Pay Act in the 1970s, but it's not massively relevant here. What is relevant, if we're looking at our knowledge, is that at this time, the campaign for equal pay was really starting to gather pace. Women were starting to ask the questions: why are they not being paid? Whoops! Why are they not being paid for the exact same work? Um, that's the old knowledge. The features from the source. The cobwebs represents oldness. These views are outdated, and by 1994, the same things are still being said in the same offices by the same sorts of people. So there you go. That is source two. The message is to ridicule the politicians who keep making up excuses, and the poor women are going to have to keep on campaigning for years and years to come.